And we are live. Hello, hello, and welcome back to the Freelanceverse live for the first time ever. This is my first live stream. I see there's already a couple of people in here that actually waited for me to go live, which is amazing. So it would be great if you could just quickly let me know if everything is okay, if you can hear me, if the stream is stable. Just type something in the chat. That would be amazing. But it does. Okay, I just got an error message, so I'm not sure if it works. So if anyone could let me know, that would be great. Now, live streaming is definitely a different beast. I feel my nerves a little bit, I have to be honest. Usually I can just, edit down my videos heavily and, stay in my comfort zone. But this time, this will not be possible. But it's also fun to explore new things. With this new setup, I have a new laptop, and with this one, it should run smoothly. I looked up what you need to live stream, and it should actually work. And if this works, I might do the Q&As in live stream form in the future as well. Some of you know, a couple of weeks ago, I reached 10,000 subscribers on the channel, which is unbelievable still to me to imagine. I started this with the goal of 1,000 in mind, and now I reached 10,000 already a couple of weeks ago, but I had actually the videos planned, so this is why this comes a bit later. Uh, Works well, very nice. Thank you very much. Yeah, so I've been doing a lot of traveling recently, so I'm actually happy that this week is a live stream, so I didn't have to prepare a video for this week. I just came back from Prague actually last night, so it was very nice. How this Q&A format will work, I will basically, you can ask me anything in the chat if there will be people in here, but I didn't know if anyone would show up. So I also prepared my usual questions that I have for this month Q&A. As always, you can ask your questions down below for the next one. This live stream will convert into this week's Freelanceverse video. So if you can watch it later on, that's perfectly fine, and ask your question down below. And yeah, if people like it, I might do these live in the future. I see there are 5 people in here. Very nice. No questions yet, so I'm just going to start with the first one that I received from Bastian Klein. In the VOD, in the video on demand version, I will overlay these questions so people can read them, but here I can't do this, so I will just read it off to you. Bastian asked, incredibly valuable content. Keep going. Thank you. I will. Any idea or insight on how it might work with the taxes if living as a digital nomad, like working outside of Europe and changing location frequently, Asia, Australia, etc.? Very good question. I haven't gotten this question actually. I looked it up. I talked about something similar, but not in a Q&A. Yes, it was actually I was looking into this question recently, and it is not as easy as it seems. You might see the occasional Instagram person saying you can just travel and live from everywhere, and while you can do that, you just need to be aware of a few things. It's not that easy. The main thing you have to pay attention to is the registration, right? You need to be registered somewhere, and you have to be able to receive mail, post, basically. At least here in Belgium, this was the main problem. And since I live here as a foreigner, I don't have any family here, it gets a bit complicated. Hello, Anders. Thanks for being here. If you have family where you live, then it's actually quite easy because you can just register your address from your business with your parents, for example, or with your sister, whatever, and then you can receive the mail there and you pay taxes in your country, and that's fine. If you don't have that, one thing I looked into it was actually renting a small apartment and put all my stuff there and just really the bare minimum and have this, or even a storage unit and register this somehow. In the end, it didn't come to it because we ended up getting this apartment. So, but yeah, in the future, it might be relevant again. The thing you have to be really careful about is taxes. You have to pay taxes where your center of living is what they call it, right? You can travel around, but if you don't have a fixed house anywhere, then your center of living becomes where you're registered at your parents, for example. Very good question, relevant to all of us, of course. The next question I have is from Ulrich Sopp, very frequent asker of questions. Hi, Adrian. Hope it's going to be well. I should ask this question I have in mind. What did you do if the client didn't pay you on time or if they didn't pay you at all? Like you send emails without response. What are the processes you can take to get your money back? Translate this tech corner. Philip, I think is your name, right? Thanks very much for the message and the congrats. Yes, that is an annoying situation, Ulrich. I'm sorry you have to go through this, but almost everyone has to go through it. Um, the one thing you can do is be persistent. There is no like I talked with you also once about pursuing legal actions, right? There is no point in doing that because you will have no chance to actually win, and the lawyer fees will be way too more expensive than what you actually are owed, unless you are owed like tens or 20,000, I don't know. But usually the amounts don't yeah, it doesn't make sense to pursue legal action. What you can do, and what I did also, is threaten with legal action, even though you will never do it. But let's keep this secret. You should definitely write the reviews on, for example, on the blue board at pros, right? And or even before you work with anyone, even check on the blue board if you are a paying member, because probably you're not the first one to have problems, right? I had this problem the first, maybe the first year. It was one of my first clients. Um, shouldn't know. I shouldn't name them, I guess. No, it's not. Let's not name agencies, but it was an agency based in the US, and they just didn't pay me. I did the work in September, and it was December, and they still haven't paid. Um, I tried with emails, I tried with phone calls, nothing worked. So I threatened with legal action, nothing worked. I even emailed a higher up. I just looked up on LinkedIn a senior executive of this company, and only then he came back to me and he said, "Oh, that's not good. Let me check with the accountancy." And then they actually, even still further, a few weeks later, but they actually did pay. So uh, yeah, definitely write reviews. More you can't really do. And if you really never get paid, I guess you have to see it as a learning experience and just write it off and never work with them again. Darren Aguis. Hello. Hello, Adrian. This might be a bit too long-sighted, but do you see yourself being a freelancer long-term for your career or just for a few years or something? I personally have been a full-time freelancer for a year now. This is a live question. Darren is on here. Whoa, there are 15 people. That's amazing. Good question, Darren. I can see myself being a freelancer long term. Yes, I still believe that freelancer, the term, has kind of a bad reputation. I feel like I see this maybe with a bit older people. I see it especially when I talk to my parents, for example. They would never call me a freelancer. They would always call me like self-employed or like an entrepreneur. I don't know why it is, but there seems to be kind of a stigma with the term freelancer, that it has to be, when you're young, when you're traveling, it's just short term. But I don't think it has to be, and it also shouldn't mean. I have a question later from Marco. He asked, let me just pull this up. What did he ask? Have you ever thought about growing your solo adventure to a business with employees? And freelancer doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be a solo entrepreneur and just keep this to yourself, right? In my opinion, you can build a freelance business with other people. You can have employees, maybe not legally or a freelancer, but it's also kind of a, like a lifestyle. What does it really mean, a freelancer? You just offer your services to companies. You're a contractor, right? So I can definitely see working for myself long term, yes. Uh, but I can also definitely see going back to a company. It's not like I'm completely against that, not at all. But yeah, I like both. Majid Al-Bashir. Hello, Adrian. I hope you are doing okay. How much should I charge per minute for translating a YouTube video with captions from English to Arabic? I am doing okay, thank you. Hope you too. I did make a video about subtitling specifically. You should check that out, definitely. Charging subtitling can be tricky. You should definitely be careful because people try to rip you off. They will give you like a high amount. Let's say they will give you like, oh, we pay $50 per video hour. And then you think, oh, that sounds really good, right? $50 per hour. But then you realize that this will take you forever, right? To actually subtitle a full hour of video, that takes forever. So per video minute, I'm not familiar with English to Arabic rates, but just make sure to ask for yourself what do you want to earn per hour, and then you can do about 5 to 10 maximum video minutes per hour. So then just calculate it back, like take your amount that you want to earn per hour and then divide it by, let's say, by 7 as an average, and that should be your uh, your rate for that. Darren answers, interesting answer. Yes, some people just don't get that it's possible to live like this. Yeah, it really, yeah, some people don't get it. I mean, there is just this misconception, I guess, that we all just sleep until midday and then go to the beach and then do some work from there, right? But it doesn't have to be like this. I mean, everyone is just, in the end, we are all doing this for money, whether we love it or not. But you work to make a living, right? And the better, it's even better if you enjoy what you do. Nancy, hello, thanks for being here. Hi, Adrian. I want to know if there is a demand for translation into Arabic in Europe and in which fields. Ooh, I can't tell you that, unfortunately. I'm not aware of the Arabic in Europe market. There is definitely a demand. I know that because it's one of the not highest paid language, but most people earned one. It's always on the top list when you look up how much money people make in translation. Arabic is up there. It's probably not paid as much as other languages, but there is a lot of content. So if you are fast, then you can definitely make a lot of money with translation into Arabic. Um, but in which fields, I couldn't tell you. I'm sorry. Darren says exactly. Very good. We agree. All right. I see 10 people liked the live stream. This is amazing. So if you want to leave a like, that would be great because YouTube likes that very much and then it gets promoted even further. Has the digital nomad lifestyle ever interested you? Yes, it has. It has really interested me. I was doing a lot of research um, to, yeah, to just to travel for maybe a year or so in different locations, 1 month there, 1 month there. Um, As I said in the beginning, I don't know if you weren't here yet. It's not as easy as it sounds, but it has interested me, and I will probably do it at one point in the future, but kind of in a digital nomad lifestyle, kind of what I do now. I travel a lot and I work when I want, and I prefer this. I prefer stability. I like to have a beautiful place where I live. So I like to come back home. Yesterday night when I came back after I was in Budapest and I was in Brno and then in Prague, and last night I came home and I enjoy it a lot to be home at the moment. What about Turkish? Yeah, same answer. XXX. I'm sorry. Turkish and Arabic market are not my specialization. There's definitely demand, but I wouldn't know in which field specifically. Coming back to this question from Marco, have you ever thought about growing your solo adventure? Yes, I have. I am in talks with people. I'm also talking to my accountant. Well, I just reached out to him today and I'm awaiting a response. If I can actually hire someone as a freelancer, if I would need to change my legal status here in Belgium to a I don't even know what it's called, like a limited liability company or something. Um, by the end of the year, I would definitely like to either hire someone or collaborate with someone. The ideal person would be someone that could help me with the channel, with the administrative stuff of the YouTube channel, while also, with translation. I know that's a big ask, but if there would be like I don't know, a German translator that tries to get into the industry and I could help him or her with that, and they could also help me with the communication part of the channel. Something like this would be amazing. I'm in talks with two people, not specifically for this, but just in general, talking about expanding. So yes, Marco, I have been thinking about this a lot. Darren, I think that makes sense. I have been doing it for a few months, but the cost can be high. Airbnbs, etc., and the novelty of it wears off. I found myself. Exactly right. It's not something I would ever consider long term. It would be something to do for a few months. Um, and long term, I really want to build something more sustainable. Not something that I never want my profession to be a means for travel, right? I want to be able to travel because I also have a fulfilling profession, if you know what I mean. I don't just want to have it as a side project so I can work from anywhere. That's not the point. So many comments. I even have to scroll down. I didn't expect that. It's amazing. 22 people in here. Hello, hello. You can also just let me know where you're from, who you are, if you're watching. You don't need to post a question. I'm always interested who's here. Let me see what else I have here. Charlie asked, "Hey Adrian, I love watching your videos. I want to reach out to a French company and ask to translate their website. It would be good practice for me and they would have a better translated website. So it's a win-win." Exactly. Is there a certain file or something that I need to ask for which contains all the website text? Or if not, how do I go about translating the website? Should I do it page by page? That's a very good question, and I actually should. Yes, Anders, Norway. I knew that. I should actually make a video about website translation realistically. That's a really good idea. I'm gonna add this to the list. There are a few things you can do, or the client can do, let's say that, but it sounds like you want to do this on a volunteering basis, so that's again a bit different. There might be the best approach to just do it on your own, just copy all the text from the website, translate on your own, and then send it to them and kind of, uh, almost propose to them for future collaborations. Tell them, hey, look, I did this for you. You can use it if you want. If not, you don't need to. But if you want to work with them on a paid basis, then you should ask them how they would like to proceed, because they can, well, a lot of comments coming in. Thank you. They can grant you access to their CMS directly, to their CMS, content management system, right? Yeah, CMS is the thing where you have your website in, like WordPress, for example. They could grant you access to that, and you could actually build it live. You could have the website here and translate it here page by page. That takes probably a bit longer and would be a bit more costly for the clients, but it would also mean that you have more context, so it could improve the quality of the translation. Another approach would be for them to just save an HTML file of the source text of their website. If they just right click and save as the website as an HTML, then you have, among many other tags and characters and stuff, you have the text in there and you could translate it in a cut tool there. The easiest and probably the approach I would take, to be honest, is just ask them to copy the text into a Word and send it to you that way, unless it's a very complex website. But if it's a website with like 10 pages or so, then that's probably the easiest thing to do, right? Good question. I will make a separate video on website translation. Now let me see all these comments. Hello, Adrian. I'm watching from Lebanon. Wow, that's amazing. That's one of my favorite food. Absolutely amazing food. Do you think a new freelancer should begin working only with freelance agencies, look for direct clients, or both? One second, I come back to that later. Darren is saying Australian, Chinese to English translator, digital nomading from Portugal for a few months. What? That's amazing. Portugal would also be my first choice. How do you travel around? Just by train and stuff? And how did you learn Chinese? That's an amazing language there. We should talk a bit more on LinkedIn once. I'm interested. It sounds very interesting. Stoic is from Paris. Hello. And Majid, is $3 per hour working hour in translating the captions a good price? No, no, definitely not. Wherever you are, I know that prices are different in different countries and different living circumstances, but $3 per hour is by far not a good price. You have to pay taxes on that. You have to pay social security. Um, yeah, I mean, no, no way. Where I live here in Belgium, or let's say in the whole of Western to Central Europe, you are aiming towards like a minimum of 30 euros per hour, more likely like minimum 50 euros per hour. Um, I know it's different in different countries, but I can tell you $3 not enough. They are trying to rip you off. Hello from Dagestan. Where is Dagestan, Aisha? I've never heard of that. Hello from Germany. Hello, Alex. Hello from Kazakhstan. No way. Yes, the story is a bit too long for here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Are we connected on LinkedIn already, Darren? Or otherwise you can send me a connection there. All right, question from Stoic we had, right? Do you think a new freelancer should begin working only with agencies, look for direct clients, or both? Ideally, both if you can. I mean, it's very much likely that you will start working with agencies. And then as a next step, going to direct clients, just because it's way easier to find agency clients than direct. I always tell the story that my very first client was a direct client without me even yeah, realizing it. So it might work out. I mean, probably direct clients are actually more likely. Now that I think of it, there could always be a direct client that kind of has no idea about translation and just needs someone and just Googles it. And if you are lucky and your name comes up in a way, they might actually contact you more often than an agency. I don't know. No, I mean, yeah, in the beginning, I would suggest go for agencies, but if you have the capacity and the time, yeah, why not? Why not look for direct clients as well? I'm actually filming a video right now that I don't know when this will go out because it's kind of a big video, I want to say. I filmed the intro a week ago, but I haven't started yet. I want to basically film the process of me finding a new client with different kind of rules because I don't want to just use my reach or use my connections. I want to actually put myself in my viewer's shoes. What would that someone that would start out? Of course, it's not exactly the same, but and then I want to try to find a client. So there I will also go both for agency and direct clients, and I will make a video about that. Dagestan, Kazakhstan, Asian side of our earth. Wow, amazing. Two people from. Oh, okay. Two people from Dagestan in here. No way. Aisha and MySpace. Hello from Bosnia, from Brazilian friend next to me says hello. Hi from India. Amazing. You also learn geographic. Yeah, yeah, definitely. I'm very interested in geography, so it's kind of I don't know rare, but usually the places that I read I've at least heard of, but Dagestan I really never heard of. Thanks for your answer. The video of finding a new client should be very interesting. I hope so. Yeah, it just I don't know. It scares me a bit lately to film videos that take more time. I don't know why. At the moment, I like to just sit down and film a video and edit it and publish it. So these videos that I film bits and pieces and then cut them together, they stress me out a bit. So I need to find my focus again because I like doing them, but it's just it can be a drag because it's a lot of work, of course. A video that I make um, that I just sit down, film maybe half an hour, then edit, make the thumbnail, upload it. That takes maybe 4 hours. I think, yeah, my shortest videos take about 4 hours to make, but these bigger ones, of course, they can take much longer. Next to a full-time job, it can be sometimes hard, but I enjoy it and I will do my best. And I see that there are 25 people in my live stream. I never expected that, so that motivates me definitely to keep going. I think I answered all the questions right. We are 25 minutes in. I don't want to make it too long, so I'm gonna pick one more question here. Which one should I do? This is a quick one from Mel R. She said, I started my first day with my MA translation studies today. She's very scared. How do I overcome doubts, especially in the beginning? I'm afraid I'm not good enough. Will I miss anything in my studies? There's so much to process. I'm so tired already on the first day. I wrote to her, very nice to hear that you're following your passion and you're going for a translation degree, and you should not worry so much. Of course you're tired, of course you're overwhelmed. at university, right? It's extremely overwhelming. It took me a month to get really into it, and you will miss a lot. Yes, there's no way you can process everything that they teach you. There's so much to take in, but that's not important, right? The key is that you're there. The most necessary skills, the practical skills, you will learn later on the job, anyways, right? So there's no point in worrying about this. Definitely enjoy the process, enjoy that you're there, you're doing something for yourself, you're investing in yourself, in your future. The rest will just come on its own, so don't stress about that. You're definitely doing great. Did you have doubts starting your academic journey? Of course, yeah, yeah. Especially in my family, no one has ever done an academic journey. I was the first one in my extended family to even go to university, so I had no idea what to expect. It was terrifying. Yeah, I moved across the country, even though it's a tiny country, but still, for me, it was far, right, at that point. So yeah, definitely doubts are normal. Don't worry about that too much. And of course, you're not. Uh, you say, "Am I good enough?" I mean, you're just started. You're just learning, right? You will be good when you finish. Majid, thank you for responding. I would start to charge more. I'm from Palestine. Your video that have helped me a lot. Thank you from Palestine. Wow, amazing. Thank you for being here. That means a lot to me, and I hope you can charge more. Yes, because there's a lot of potential in this profession, but so many people are charging not enough, right? I got a question from Mateusz Studzinski, probably. Sounds like a Polish name. I've heard some translators complain about translation agencies wanting to charge them very little money, sometimes even below minimum wage, way below when I see $3 per hour, right? How does one avoid that? Or maybe they are just or maybe they are normal early on and they should be considered opportunities to learn. Kind of, but it's also dangerous. I'm asking because I've seen some comments from really dissatisfied translators who complain that translation agencies want to exploit them at every step and work for a pay that's far too low. I'm curious whether you had experiences with exploitative translation agencies and what your advice would be for those who are not consistently not paid enough. Um, Unbelievably hard question to answer because that would, I mean, make and break the entire industry if if this question could be solved, right? I receive these emails every day. I see them on LinkedIn, people posting them, people like there used to be the meme used to be people paying 1 to 3 cents, right? But now that's even high. I see sometimes 0.001 cent per word. That's ridiculous. And but the fact that that you get these emails every day means that they are accepted every day as well, right? And that is where the problem is. And that's not just languages with from countries with very low costs. That's also German. Like imagine who can do a German translation for 0.001 cents per word. If that's really a good translation, that's grossly underpaid. Most likely it's just a machine translation, and that's fine. If someone wants to pay that for that, then it's fine, but you can also do that yourself. You don't need to pay. I recently saw a LinkedIn post from Martina. I don't know if you know her, Martina Russo, she's called, I think, that she quoted something like in the 40,000s for a tender, and someone got the job for, I don't know, 1,000. Comparably, it's ridiculous. And the problem is that people accept it, but I also understand, as you say, some people see it as a learning opportunity. If you don't have any jobs, you might accept a cheap one just to get experience, but it adds to the bottom feeding mentality, right? But I don't want you to be scared that this is the norm, right? It's not the norm. I never had this experience, for example. I I get asked a lot, but I can always say no. I never worked. I think the lowest I ever went in the beginning was like 5 cents per word or something, which is too low for German, which is it's kind of considered okay in other languages, I think, but for German it's too low. But this I saw as a first job, as an experience, and I went with it. But since then, luckily, I never had to do that, and I could consistently raise my rates over the years, and now they are yeah, where I want them to be. Stoic ask, what are your working hours if you do? If I do, you think I don't work a lot? My working hours are usually, I don't know, if I don't, they're usually dictated by deadlines, right? If I have a deadline at like at 9 a.m., then I start already at 6 a.m. And that's no problem for me. I can really like easily get up when I have a deadline. But if it's not dictated by deadlines, I usually start between 8 and 9 a.m. and work, I don't know, until 5 or 6 or so. But what I really enjoy doing, what I really enjoy about my job is that I can take long, long breaks. I can go to gym. Today I did gardening in the afternoon, and then I also like to work a bit later. Like today, after this live stream, I will still work for 2 hours because I was gardening in the afternoon. So that's the beauty of our job. And that has been 30 minutes exactly. And we're still 20 people. It's amazing. Thank you so much for being here. This was fun, very engaging, and I will definitely do more of these. Seems like you liked it. There are 19 people in there, and there are 18 likes on the live stream. So a very good ratio. Thanks for being here. This video will be converted, and you can rewatch it if you want, and I will overlay the questions. Yeah, and I see you next week with the next normal video. And thanks for subscribing. Goodbye. See you guys. Bye bye, Stoy.